submission and conquest. Edwin and Morcar, the Earls of Mercia and Northumbria, declared for him, and even Stigand. Alice.
I'm listening.
And even Stigand, the Archbishop of Canterbury, agreed to meet with William and offer him the crown. William's conduct at first was modest. Alice, will you kindly pay attention to your history lesson?
I'm sorry, but how can one possibly pay attention to a book with no pictures in it?
My dear child, there are a great many good books in this world without pictures.
In this world, perhaps. But in my world, the books will be nothing but pictures.
Your world? What nonsense. Now,
Nonsense.
once more, from the beginning.
That's it, Dinah. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't.
And contrary-wise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, Lewis Carroll's character of Alice and Alice in Wonderland is one of whom I can relate to on several different occasions. In my opinion, words can go a long way when trying to convey a message, but images, those are what make the story come to life. All of the films, the photographs, the sculptures, the paintings, the drawings that portray life realistically are ones of which that those who view them can relate to almost instantaneously. Why? Because they're things they see in everyday life, objects that they don't have to think out of the box to understand. In my world, though, I see things a little bit more like Alice.
Now, in my world, I tend to see things as they normally wouldn't be. I believe that the more a work of art or a story distances itself from reality, the more extraordinary it becomes. This is because the more unfamiliar and confused one is with what they are experiencing, the more interested they are. They will look into the meaning of what's going on and think of a million different stories, and all could be right. An experience altered from reality expands your mind and allows you to look into the imagination and emotions you may have not even known you had. Imagination. Now that's what keeps me sane. It makes me who I am. Now, who else am I? What do I consist of? What makes me Mary Strause? Well, let me show you. This little town is who I am. With its 938 people, an itty-bitty school system, with its few bars, 5 churches, no stoplights, 1 pharmacy, 1 restaurant, this place is full of amazing and loving people. The people that shaped me into who I am today, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. And it all started here at Ryle High School. Although small, this institution provided me with more opportunities and experiences I couldn't have gained anywhere else. Apart from my amazing family, who has given me endless support and love throughout my endeavors, these hallways have been filled with so many people I couldn't have gotten anywhere without. These friends have helped shape me and make me stronger than I ever thought I could become. They made me laugh, smile, and love more than I thought possible. And the memories made with them give me an endless imagination and a heart full of love. This small school is what brought us together. I also had the chance to be in many extracurricular activities, such as Future Farmers of America, where I was a state choir member, a state participant in the Future Business Leaders of America, a member of the National Honor Society, the Future Career and Consumer Leaders of America, and a member of the Student Council for all years of high school, and president for my junior and senior year. I also had the opportunity to play any sport I wanted to, such as basketball, softball, which was my favorite, volleyball, and track and field. Through these sports, I learned so much about being part of a team and taking roles of leadership as captain, and having a lot of fun with it. I also got nominated to go to the Wisconsin Leadership Seminar as a sophomore. Following that, I also got involved with an international program called People to People, where I became both a student and leadership ambassador and traveled to Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where I had the opportunity to meet and work with other students from over 30 different countries through leadership, qualities, and events. I also made friends from all over the world through this experience and still keep in touch with a majority of them. Through People to People and through my high school, I also got to travel a combined total of 8 countries, including France, England, Ireland, Wales, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, and the Netherlands. At these places, I learned so much about the history of the world, about intercultural communication and friendship, and what kind of life I wanted to lead. These opportunities and experiences provided to me, I believe, pushed me into a better life. Through Rio High School, I was also part of the American Field Service program, where I hosted and gained a sister and a best friend from Portugal. Her name is Joanna Villar, and the memory she left with me, my family, and our community has changed all of our lives with her unforgettable personality, and I wouldn't have met her if it weren't for my high school. And although meeting Joanna and all of the previously discussed life experiences have impacted my life greatly, not one moment could have changed my life more than me standing on the stage in this picture, my freshman year, in front of the entire town practically, singing Tomorrow from the Broadway musical Annie. I was a shy and timid girl back then, but all of that changed when I sang those first words. All throughout high school, I played the alto saxophone in the band and sang soprano 1 in the choir. Music and singing have always been one of the biggest passions of mine and something that I've always needed to be involved in to feel complete and happy. Every year, the music department puts on a themed variety show called Cabaret, and this event is where I discovered what I wanted to be and harnessed my confidence, even if I didn't realize it right away. And I'm not the only one the show has done this for. Cabaret is filled with talented high school students who perform a variety of different acts, whether it be an entire band or choir completing a dance or an ensemble, or a small group dance, a vocal solo, duet, or trio, or something completely out of the ordinary. And that's the kind of category I like to fit in. I love being able to tell a story through the lyrics of the song that I was singing, in my own perspective of what the song meant to me. My sophomore year is when I found out I loved to entertain when I asked my cousin Matt to run away from me, a spunky, nerdy girl searching for him on her roller skates, when I sang Brand New Key by Melanie. When I was up on that stage, looking out at that audience as I sang to them, portraying this funny-looking girl, all I could pay attention to was their smiling faces and bright eyes as they soaked in the story Matt and I were relaying to them. I remember myself fighting off an unending smile the entire performance because of that extreme happiness the audience had given to me. I'd never been so happy or felt so fulfilled in my life. I always loved writing stories and painting the images my mind created of them on canvas. But from that moment on, I realized that I wanted my stories and perceptions to come to life. And why not continue to do that through what I love? Music. And that's just what I did. Apart from other performances I did, the solos that I auditioned for were where I made my stories come to life. My junior year, I sang Suds in the Bucket by Sarah Evans and decided to take it a step higher than my sophomore year. I rounded up a bunch of my friends who would be willing to participate in a little skit I wanted to put on. I directed them throughout the story based on the lyrics, being that we didn't have much time to practice based on everyone's busy and different schedules. I had Matt be my heartthrob again, this time running away with me, and tried to make the scenes as funny as possible. The performance did go well, but I knew from my last year that I had to make it even more interesting. When thinking of a song to audition for, I knew it had to deal with romance somehow, because that was my trend throughout my high school career, and I had to continue on somehow. Then to add on to that, I wanted it to be funny, so I could play around with the lyrics and make the ultimate and most entertaining story to be thought of yet. Without much research, I found the perfect song choice. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. Don't you think that's perfect? Well, I was extremely excited and came up with an idea completely different from Taylor's. I decided to dress up like a nerdy girl, once again, who had 3 different boys coming after me for each different verse of the song. One a jock, one a wallflower, and one an indie rocker. Throughout the song, I had them begging and pleading at my feet, as well as calling me constantly, while my friends protected me and drove them away from me. I got so excited for this song that I made guidebooks for my actors that contained each line of the song, along with the corresponding picture of what the scene they were in was to look like. I made these so when that we weren't practicing for this light 15 minutes we had together a week, that they could practice on their own. When I wasn't busy with schoolwork or sports, working on this skit was what I spent all my free time on. Why? Because I thought it was fun. It made me feel so alive. And during the performance, although I've always loved acting and playing the part, the fact that I paid more attention to my actors to make sure that they were following through with their part and to my own quality of singing, that taught me something about myself. Being that I was more focused on portraying my story perfectly than I was about singing the song, I found a new passion that I could get lost in, and that was directing. And I couldn't thank the Ryle Music Department, Dulce Valencia, and my music director, Jesus Valencia, enough for helping me find my dream. Soon after my last cabaret, I graduated from Ryle High School with my close-knit class of 32 strong. I went on to the University of Wisconsin-Madison that fall, alongside my best friend Rachel, to pursue a degree in international business and marketing in hopes of running my own international student program one day, and too afraid to take a risk of following my dreams. It wasn't later on until my freshman year of college that I met a friend who wasn't afraid to take a risk and follow their own dreams, and that taught me a valuable lesson, that life is too short not to love every minute that you have. And now I'm pursuing my dreams, and I think that I found the perfect place to start.
I need a change. I'm setting